Hey everyone, it is Sharon. We're starting a new series. I'm going to be talking about developmental disabilities. And I do this because trauma and developmental disabilities, not only do they mirror each other, they can coexist. So it makes dealing with children who have some trauma behaviors a little difficult to know how to handle because we don't know if it's a developmental disability. Is it trauma related? Is it both? So it's important to have an idea of some of those developmental disabilities that can coexist and hopefully how we can discern the difference. But I want to start today with just some myths and facts about those with developmental disabilities. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. All right, let's go over some myths and facts about developmental disabilities. The first one is people with developmental disabilities may or may not be intellectually disabled. So that is either true or false. Give you a second. That's true. So intellect or intelligence is not linear, meaning that it's not like you have a scale of A to Z. That is why IQ tests are not used as much because it was a very linear scale. And it's not linear. Intelligence, you could be very intelligent in music, but not be able to add. You could be very intelligent in terms of memorization, remembering names, dates, but not be able to always comprehend what you're reading. So intelligence is not linear. And so we can't ever talk about somebody being non-intelligent. Very rarely have I ever met somebody who really is what we would, say doesn't have any intelligence. They always have an intelligence. It just may not be a traditional one. And so just treating everybody with dignity and respect, knowing that there is something that they're good at, and we just have to find what that is. Adults with developmental disabilities should not or cannot live independently. This has persisted for years. It has given rise to group homes and all sorts of other things. But the reality is that's false. First of all, everybody wants to be independent in some way. Very rarely, again, we'll have exceptions, but very rarely do people want to live at home for the rest of their life. Very rarely do they want somebody who's constantly there telling them what to do, how to do it. So we want to foster that independence as much as we can, knowing there may be some limits. But if we can give them some sense of independence, that's going to go a long way in their own self-esteem as well as their ability to function in society. Individuals with developmental disabilities have behaviors that cannot be understood. Well, this is the whole theme of this group, is these trauma behaviors. And as I said, those behaviors sometimes do have a root in developmental disabilities. However, this is false. If you've watched my first trauma tips about trauma-related behaviors and how we can create a trauma reversing home, then you'll know that all of behavior is communication. And that behavior can be changed. It can be modified. They can learn to communicate in a different way. We just have to help them learn that. Those with developmental disabilities can be trained for a successful career. Absolutely. Maybe they won't go to college. Maybe they won't even get an associate's degree, but most likely they can get some vocational training. I mean, we see them where they're at the door greeters, and those are ones who have pretty severe developmental disabilities. I know a lot of people complain about Goodwill. However, Goodwill is one of the first companies to specifically target those with developmental disabilities and finding them ways to work. So I can't ever say much bad about Goodwill. I know there are some problems, but I still give my stuff to them because they broke the ground. And now there are other companies that are doing the same thing. It does take longer sometimes to train them, and they could maybe only do a specific skill depending on the level of their disability. However, it doesn't mean they can't work. And a lot of them want to. They want to be felt useful. They want to be able to feel like they can do something themselves. And so that's really important for them. Developmental disability is synonymous with mental illness. This one, I am sure we hear a lot. False. So, those with developmental disabilities do often experience depression and anxiety. It's common because they know that they can't do everything everybody else comes. So, of course, you're going to feel depressed or anxious. However, we talked about this again in my trauma tips or my trauma related behaviors section. Developmental illness is not depression and anxiety. Mental illness is completely or is extreme and persistent. It constantly is happening. You're always feeling in that fight or flight. Um, so while developmental disabilities, mental illness can be concurrent, you cannot assume just because somebody has a little bit of depression or anxiety, it means they also have a mental illness. People with disabilities benefit from being with non-disabled peers. Absolutely. Inclusion is always the best. And I would say this vice versa. Non-disabled peers also benefit from working with those who have developmental disabilities, whether they're learning in school together, whether they're doing a job together. It makes us more aware of our environment. It makes us more compassionate. It makes us more empathetic. It helps us understand that the entire world does not function the way that we see it, that there are other viewpoints. These are all things that we should be developing as humans, and does not always happen. So anytime you can be inclusive in your environment, the better it's going to be for everybody involved. All right, so that is going to be it for today. Just talking about, let me unshare my screen so I can talk to you guys. So that's it for today. Next week, we're going to start delving into some of the different developmental disabilities and just kind of look at the characteristics of each one and how do we identify those in our kiddos and what are some things we can do about that. So I hope to see you next Thursday. Bye.